Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now fingers crossed, it looks like we should all be back out competing by the beginning of April, which is brilliant. However, being that we've all been out of action for so long, I'm pretty sure the competition nerves are probably going to hit us fairly hard, and I'm someone that's always suffered from them, so this is my routine to dealing with the nerves. Breathing properly is one of the simplest ways we can do to help with the nerves. For me, I tend to find my nerves really start creeping in when I'm in the lorry on the way there, or maybe just before I'm about to go in and do a round. That's when I feel my nerves are at their worst. So for me, just taking a couple of really deep, slow breaths takes my focus away from the competition for a moment and also just gets my heart rate back down. And then I feel like I can kind of refocus and get on with the job. Visualization has been the biggest help to me. It's the one thing that I feel really changed how I cope with my nerves. For me, I'm somebody that the moment I wake up on the day of a show, I feel nervous. So I like to visualize the whole day through. So literally from the moment I get up to getting the horse ready on the lorry, sat in the lorry even, and I do this in kind of fast forward mode. And then when I get to like the show in my head, I will then slow down and really ride the warm up, making sure that I go through all the movements I want to do to help get that horse ready. And then for this instance, if I'm doing a dressage test, I'll run through the test step by step, making sure, I use my corners, that I ride the movement how I want it to be ridden, that I'm even feeling positive as I'm kind of going through it in my head. So as much detail as I can. And then I find that when I get to the show on the actual day, that I've run through this so many times in my head that I'm so much calmer for it. Now, obviously, if you're an eventer or a show jumper, you are not always going to know what the course is going to be. In that instance, I tend to just look online, check that I know what the venue looks like, the show jumps they use, and I would make up a course in my head, still making sure that I hit every stride right, that I've got that perfect canter, that powerful canter to jump the fences out, and that will still help me for on the day. But visualization would be my number one tool to use to help with my mindset. It's a real game changer. Finding out that anxious and excited emotions are almost identical and the body can't tell the difference between the two was a really interesting find for me, and actually something that I've put into practice and found really works. It's a little bit crazy, but it does. So for me, it means that anytime I think of a certain competition that's coming up for me, or the week before a show, or even the day of the show, anytime I start feeling anxious and concerned about it, for whatever reason, I try and switch it around my head and go, actually, this feeling is me super excited, which deep down is true. I am excited to compete. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it and the rest of us wouldn't do it. But I try and change that feeling from thinking this is anxious feelings to this is excitement. This is my body going, yes, we cannot wait to get out and do what we love the most. Just thinking like that will help. Staying positive can be easier said than done, especially for me. When I was younger, the moment I felt nervous, the negative thoughts sort of swamped my head. But definitely now I'm older, I'm much better. And I try to just remind myself that it is good fun, that we're meant to go out and enjoy ourselves, and to use positive language, even when I'm slightly concerned or feeling a little bit stressed. So still try and use positive language to just help the day go a little more smoothly. Embracing your nerves is perhaps something that I've learnt to do later on in my kind of competition riding. Because at the end of the day, being nervous is part of your body's way of helping you to do your best. And I think if you think like that, then the nerves won't feel quite so bad. Because, the adrenaline is helping me to be sharper, and I feel personally ride better. So I've got to learn to embrace them rather than think that they're such negative. And I do think that really does help how you cope with your nerves if you think that actually they're benefiting you. Most importantly, we just have to remember we are so lucky to do such an incredible sport and get to ride these beautiful animals, and to try and embrace those horrible nerves when they affect us. Anyway, I hope this video was of some help, and I do feel sorry for anyone who has really bad nerves, because I get them too, and it can put a dampener on the day, but don't let them take over.